And the third part of burnout, efficacy. So we lose trust in the self. We've been said to do this for the past 10, 20, 30 years, and now I don't feel confident anymore. So with burnout, we are at least risk of losing all of that. So really, really want to work on some promoting our health and preventative strategies. So one of the key one is ensuring our self-care throughout, seeking quality support, and of course, engaging in those recovery activities. I know some people who would say, you know what, in the morning before I start my day, I like to go for my 10-minute walk. For my lunch, I like to do my work at the same time, but the 5-minute break helps me. Or others say after my work, I like to do those kind of activities, hobbies, or exercise, and I find this helpful. But it's also around how to prioritize all the activities throughout the week so that we do not feel overwhelmed on that one day.
Yes. So, you know that in this context, people often don't see symptoms of psychological problems. For example, they tend to see what is physical. For example, if we have a fever, we take some aspirin. If we have this, we take that. But psychological problems and issues are hidden from us. See the problem, and they keep like growing, and they get complicated by time.
You're right. And actually, we have also studies even showing that as well, that how we can struggle with concerns, signs or symptoms of mental health, but whether we realize it or we do not realize it, we go to the doctor and we do not report that, but report the physical health concerns, right? Exactly. Now, everything again works from head to toe. And you know, with stress, we say it's psychological, but stress also becomes everything is physical. It has an impact on our blood sugar, on our blood pressure. We can get a headache. It can interfere with our sleep, with our appetite. So gradually, we can also develop physical health problems, but then also vice versa as well. So always being mindful that yes, in addition to me reporting my physical health concerns, what are also some of my mental health struggles as well? So it could be I have difficulty falling asleep. I feel that my appetite has changed. I feel my mood has changed. I'm feeling more anxious, more nervous. I worry more. I'm more pessimistic, more negative. I tend to catastrophize or overestimate the threat. Or it could be I'm feeling depressed or sad or down. I have difficulty concentrating, focusing, making decisions. I feel my performance at work has changed. I feel that I was able to complete my work task before quickly, and now it's taking me long time to do so. But also it could be the feelings of worthlessness. I feel like I'm a failure. I'm not confident anymore. And so, or it could be we might have suicidal thoughts, etc., etc. So any of those, especially if they interfere with our day-to-day activities or functioning, these are the things that we want to keep in mind. Seek support with someone that we trust, and then of course, healthcare professional.
Yes. So there is like an idea about, that the self-criticism, or the little negative voices that we often receive, the negative ideas that we receive every day, and to what extent it becomes something something critical, because and is it different from self-criticism, because some people would like to improve themselves to become better, but there is like is there a fine line between the two,
Yeah,
self-criticism?
I love this question, right? Because what is the line between, well, I want to have this growth mindset and to be able to move forward, and so self-criticism is really, especially if we feel that I'm dwelling, I'm ruminating. I'm being continuously critical of myself to the point that I can't move forward. Instead of finishing this task in 30 minutes, I'm criticizing myself so much that now I want to avoid it. I postpone it. I avoid doing it. I delay it. I want to procrastinate. Or that I spend 5 hours working on it because I'm so anxious and I'm worried about it. Or let's say we finished a task, we did fine, but it was not perfect. And here I'm criticizing myself. So anytime I know that I don't feel good anymore, like I'm feeling more nervous, I want to avoid, I'm losing my enjoyment and pleasure. It prevents me from doing well and being fulfilled and exercising my growth, my potential, because exercising our growth and potential is about praising the self every day. What are my successes? What are my positives? Let me practice gratitude. What are my strengths and my qualities so I can achieve my full potential? Right? So then we know that no, we are erring on the bad side of that self-criticism, right? So we want to look at, okay, the more realistic evaluation of myself here. And I'm also going to see that, oh, yes, you know what? These are areas of weaknesses. What can I do so I can work on them? Sometimes it is maybe on my own I might figure out, or sometimes it is that I trust some, good support system who are going to provide me really constructive feedback, and I want to take them. And that's how we can move forward one step at a time. That's also entering the concept of self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is one task, I finish it, then I move on to another task. I finish it, I move on to another task. If a task is too hard, break it into 2. If it's too hard, again, break it into 100. But that's how we go. No one is here today out of magic. There's no magic here. We all worked hard to be here where we are right now.
Yes, absolutely. So breaking tasks sometimes can be effective, especially if we are overwhelmed with a lot of things. So I want to talk again about a technique you mentioned, the grounding technique. Can you elaborate on this technique more?
Yes, so definitely using our 5 senses. What do I see, hear, what my body touches, and the sense of smell and taste. I can ground myself to the reality. So it could be right now I can hear my voice and I can hear your voice, or the fan from the computer. I'm able to, I can even smell here the air here, or you go outside, try to smell things what you enjoy. It could be the flowers or the greens, or it could be where you prepared something and then you enjoy the smell of it. It could, and again, I tell to everyone, practice the grounding with the things that you enjoy from the beginning, from when you wake up to when you go to bed. So it could be, if you like, the comfort of your cushion, the comfort of your pillow, the face is touching the pillow, you feel the bed sheets, right? Or it could be you have flowers, you want to smell the flowers. You prepare this delicious meal, feel connected to the sense of smell and taste. So I am very much grounded and focused on the moment and the present time.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Now we have one more minute for one last question. So the self-compassion you have mentioned, or the humanistic side, uh, sometimes we are so uh, bad on ourselves. We tend to criticize a lot. We tend to be our self-image, or our self-concept is really at the bottom. Uh, so how the humanistic approach can work in this regard?
For a healthier, positive sense of self and self-concept.
Yeah,
It very much so, of course, there are a variety of ways to do that, but definitely in terms of, it's always good to also discuss and see a healthcare professional, because they could be, a childhood story or circumstances in our life events, and so on, that really all of them, or individually or together, they become the foundation of our sense of self and concept. But here is obviously starting always with self-compassion. So exactly all the skills and strategies we talked about self-compassion. And it is about that when I'm able to have thoughts and emotions, if the thoughts are very negative, the emotions are very negative, to be able to practice awareness, self-awareness, the timeout or the grounding and so on, so that we are able to take some distance so that we do not overly identify with them. And then once we feel we have cooled off, then to put the thoughts into perspective, balancing the thoughts and being able to regulate the emotions. It's always, I say that, if your sense of self is marked by this inner critic, then don't listen to yourself. Listen to the self you want to become. Listen to the self you want to observe. Who do you want to become? Who do you want to observe? It
Future
could be
self.
something, huh?
The future self.
The future self. It could be, as people say, well, I always wanted to join this gym. I always wanted to be able to go to this park and walk three times a week, 10 minutes in this park. It could always be, I always wanted to learn how to make that dish, or to take that course to learn this additional language. Like, it doesn't matter. Anything counts. So who do you want to become? Let's put the energy into that, as opposed to continuously criticizing themselves, and which can really take us either the status quo or move us backwards.
Yes, so thank you so much. This was really a very interesting discussion with you. So we will share the session with teachers and with our audience, and we will ask them to continue the discussion. Maybe ask more questions in the comments, and write their takeaways or learning reflections from the session. So any final comments before we close?
I'm totally good. And again, I'm welcoming any thoughts or anything. I'm happy for people to join us.
Yeah, so thank you everyone. So hope to see you in another session. Bye bye everyone.
Thank you so much again.
Bye.
Thank you, dear Aziz.
Thank you.